Happy Friday again. Thank you for joining me tonight. For those who don't know me, my name is SAHIRA ANAISA FENICE, and this is my show, A Little Hint of Magic, airing every first and third Friday of the month on the Magical Witchy World channel. Please tune in. Tonight's topic is a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. It's working with the archangels, right? So we will discuss who are the angels and who are the archangels. Why should we work with archangels? And then I'll give you some examples of angelic spell work. Now, I'll try to answer relevant questions during the show at the end if there's enough time. But I also invite everyone to DM me any topic requests, any comments, any questions via IG. You can always reach me at A Little Hint of Magic. Remember, that's magic with a CK at the end. Don't forget. So let's get to it. So, who are the archangels? First of all, let's talk about angels. Who are they? So, angels are divine messengers or guides that serve to help human beings and other inhabitants of the planet. So, just remember that angels are here for every living entity on this earth, including animals, plant life, even the rocks and the waters. So angels are not just exclusive to human beings. Their angels are there for every being on this planet. Angels are omnipotent, they're neutral, and they're non-faith based. So you'll be surprised to hear this, especially if you practice a Christian tradition or grew up in Christian traditions, because everyone's under the assumption that angels are a Christian phenomenon, but their existence predates any religious traditions practiced today. So angels have been around since before traditional religion was established. Angels belong to and work with anyone, regardless of culture, race, creed, sex, gender, etc. Angels do not care and they do not judge. They will work with anyone. One characteristic of angels that is not well known is that they're also gender agnostic. So what I mean by that is they can appear to us as males or females, depending on how we're most comfortable interacting with them. So for example, one of my faves is Michael Archangel. Michael is always a dude. He's always in male form for me. But Michael can appear as female form for anyone else that's most comfortable, for them to appear in that form. So again, it's about you. They want to be in a presence that is more comfortable and that you're more accepting of. In Western religions, archangels are known as rulers, princes, or chiefs of angels in the angelic hierarchy. They're always ready to carry out God's commands and listen attentively to God's word. They're messengers of God, endowed with significant powers and responsibilities. In pagan and other magical practices or traditions, archangels serve as spiritual guides, sources of energy, and intermediaries. Some of the most well known archangels are the four that are mentioned in Christian, Jewish, and Islamic texts. Of course, Michael. And Michael is the leader of the archangels. They're seen as a protector and warrior who defends us against negative forces. Gabriel, the messenger archangel. They are famous for delivering important messages from the divine. Raphael, the healer. They're associated with healing and protection. Uriel, associated with wisdom and enlightenment. They're considered one who illuminates the mind with divine truth. I'm just noticing that my internet is a little spotty. Please forgive me if things are kind of fuzzy or gappy. I hope that you guys can understand this show. And if you have any questions or if you miss anything, please feel free to DM me. I'm there to answer any questions by all means. So getting back to the show, please note that there are many more archangels than the ones mentioned in various religious texts. So, for example, there is Raguel, known as the friend of God or the divine. They're considered the archangel of justice and harmony. Sarael or Sarakiel, they are the angel of guidance and healing. Remiel, the archangel of hope. They're depicted as one who helps souls transition from life to the afterlife. Kind of like some psychopompish action there. Jophiel, and I've worked with Jophiel somewhat. Um, they're associated with beauty and wisdom. They help with artistic and intellectual pursuits. So, my muggle job has been, or my muggle career has been in advertising and creating. And so, whenever I needed some extra help in, getting those juices flowing, I always asked Jophiel for help. Next is Shamuel, the archangel of love and peace. They help find inner peace and strengthen relationships. And these are any types of relationships, not just, kind of, you know, sexual relationships or romantic relationships, their familial relationships, friendships, things of that nature. Anytime that there is a relationship between two beings, Shamuel is serving as the intermediary, trying to, create that environment of balance and love and peace. Next is Zadkiel. Zadkiel is the archangel of mercy and forgiveness. They help people let go of grudges and find compassion. I'm telling you, we could use Zadkiel right now in this world, with all the stuff that's going on. Just want to let you know. Research that angel and work with them for sure. There's Azrael. Now, Azrael is the angel of death. They help souls transition from life to the afterlife and comforts those who are grieving. So think of Azrael kind of like, the death ambassador, right? And I don't mean to minimize their position, but what I mean by that is, when a soul passes, sometimes there's some confusion, sometimes there's some anxieties. I mean, I'm sure that a lot of times there may be some anxiety. And so it's great to have an archangel there serving as your ambassador, kind of showing you the ropes, telling you what the process is, kind of shepherding you, right? Next is Haniel. Haniel is the archangel of joy and grace. They're associated with emotional healing and intuition. Then there's Raziel, the keeper of divine secrets. They're associated with esoteric knowledge and mystical insights. Next is Metatron. Metatron is the highest of archangels. They're associated with the recording of events and the keeper of the Akashic records. And then lastly, Sandalphon, the archangel of music and prayer. They carry human prayers to the divine. Now, please understand again that there's so many more archangels that we can talk about. I'm just giving you a few that, so that you can get your juices flowing. Please research and please look into what archangels you may want to work with. So, why should we work with archangels? Kind of that's fitting that we ask that question right now. So, working with archangels can be a meaningful and enriching spiritual practice. Several benefits, are guidance and wisdom. Archangels are often considered sources of divine wisdom and guidance. Seeking their help can provide clarity and insight into difficult situations, difficult decisions, and life challenges. Protection. Archangels like Michael are traditionally seen as protectors. Invoking their presence can help individuals feel safer and more secure, especially in times of fear or uncertainty. Healing. Archangels such as Raphael are associated with healing. People may turn to them for physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. So, this is about holistic healing as opposed to just, physical healing or mental healing. It's everything. You can go to these archangels for any type of healing. Next is peace and comfort. In times of grief and distress, archangels like Azrael can offer comfort and help with the transition of loved ones. Shamuel is known for bringing peace and fostering harmonious relationships. So these two archangels are super helpful here. Enhancing spiritual growth. Working with archangels can deepen one's spiritual practice, fostering a greater connection to the divine and enhancing personal growth. Manifesting desires. Archangels can assist in manifesting positive outcomes, whether it's finding love, achieving career success, or enhancing creativity, and so much more. So, in other words, angels, including archangels, they want to work with us. They want to assist us. They want us to help us to live our best lives and be our best selves. They don't judge, and no request is ever too small or too large for them. So please work with them. Please ask them. Please build a relationship with them. Next, encouraging forgiveness and compassion. So archangels like Zadkiel can help individuals release anger and grudges, promoting forgiveness and compassion towards oneself and others. Inspiration and creativity. Archangels like Jophiel can inspire beauty and creativity, aiding those engaged in artistic or intellectual pursuits. Enhancing intuition and psychic abilities. Some archangels, such as Haniel and Raziel, are associated with enhancing intuition and accessing esoteric knowledge, which can be beneficial for those on a spiritual path. Support in prayer and meditation. Invoking archangels during prayer or meditation can enhance the experience, providing a sense of presence and divine connection. And I actually definitely agree with that last one because I have experienced it in action during a time when I most needed protection and help and just guidance. I called on Michael and I felt Michael's presence for me. He was here with me, embracing me and comforting me. And I was able to get past my obstacles and all those circles that I run in my head. So it was super helpful. Working with archangels can be a way to invite positive energies and divine support into one's life, fostering a deeper connection with the spiritual realm and enhancing overall well being. So, here are some examples of archangelic spell work. So we're gonna talk about some spells from Michael and Uriel. These practices can help you connect with their energies and invite their assistance into your life. Please note, these are suggestions to get you started. You can customize any of these to fit your tradition practices. So let's start with Archangel Michael. Protection and courage spells. So the purpose is to invoke Michael's protection and courage. Some materials that you will need are a blue candle representing protection, hematite or black tourmaline crystals for grounding, frankincense incense for cleansing and protection, and a piece of pen and paper. So here are some directions to prepare. You cleanse your space and your materials. You light incense and you light the blue candle. Now, in order to cleanse your space and your materials, you can, use Florida water, like I mentioned in some earlier episodes, just spray that Florida water to cleanse. You can sage, you can Palo Santo. There's so many things you can do. You can also use that incense that you're lighting to help cleanse your space and materials. So again, you light the incense and you light the blue candle, and then you invoke. You close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. You visualize Archangel Michael standing before you, surrounded by a blue light. Your petition, you write your request for protection and courage on the paper. So before you even speak the spell, please write your request on the paper. Then you hold the crystal in your hand, reciting, Archangel Michael, protector, and warrior. I call upon your strength and courage. Shield me from harm and guide me through challenges. Now you can your own petition. You can create your own spell. That's not a problem. I'm just giving you some suggestions so you can have a basis from where to start. Then you burn your petition paper in the candle flame, symbolizing your request is being sent to Michael. And then you close. That is the last part. You thank Archangel Michael. You thank everyone that works with you, everyone that shows their presence. You thank Archangel Michael for their presence at this point. You let the candle burn out. Don't turn it off. Let it burn out. Now, one thing I ask is that you please never leave a lit candle unattended. Please practice proper fire safety. I don't want you burning your curtains or worse. So just be careful with that. The next spell we're going to talk about is one for Archangel Uriel. This is the wisdom and guidance spell. Now, the purpose here is to invoke Uriel's wisdom and guidance. So, the materials you're going to need are a yellow candle symbolizing wisdom and enlightenment, a citrine or amethyst crystal, sandalwood incense, and a tarot or oracle card deck. So, the steps here are preparation. Again, you cleanse your space and materials. You light the sandalwood incense and the yellow candle. And second step is to invoke. Close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, visualize Archangel Uriel surrounded by golden light in your presence. Third is a petition, right? You focus on the area of your life where you need wisdom and guidance. This point, you don't have to write it on a piece of paper. You just visualize it. Where do you need this wisdom? Where do you need this guidance? Where do you need this clarity? Next step is the spell, right? So holding the crystal in your hand, I usually do this. It's almost like, you're like in I was raised Catholic, so I always did this or this when I prayed. So I just take that crystal, I wrap it in my hand like that, and I recite Archangel Uriel, bringer of wisdom. I call upon your guidance and enlightenment. Illuminate my path and help me make wise decisions. Now, again, you can customize this spell according to whatever you want, right? You can make it your own. I'm just giving you a suggestion so you have a foundation to start from. Next, you pull a card from your tarot or oracle deck to receive additional guidance from Uriel, right? And interpretation is really up to you. Please use your intuition and please don't second guess it. Just what comes to you when you see that card, that is probably that message that you're being sent. Don't try to overthink it, just let it flow. And in closing, you thank Archangel Uriel for their assistance. Be mannerful, have manners, always thank the entities, the deities, the angels, the spirits that are here to help you, right? Let the candle burn out. Again, never leave a lit candle unattended. Please, 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 please practice proper fire safety. And the reason why I emphasize this so much is because it has happened to me where I literally walked away for just a couple of minutes thinking that everything was okay. I left it on my desk. Like it doesn't matter that it's not in a fireproof container. And the next thing I knew, I had a paper next to it because I forgot I had a piece of paper next to it and that paper went up. Luckily, I was able to calm that fire down and it didn't spread, didn't damage anything. But if I would have been away from my desk for 10 minutes, fire blaze, right? The whole house would have been on fire. So just be careful. Now, I just want to advise you to please feel free to customize these rituals in the way that you are most comfortable with, right? They have to feel good to you, right? Please do not serve as absolutes, right? These do not serve as absolutes. I'm not telling you what to do, I'm just guiding you, right? So that you can figure out your own way. These are just examples to get you started in this practice. And for more basic information on working with angels, I recommend Silver Ravenwolf's book, Angels, Companions, and Magic. It's available on Amazon and various platforms as well as other book retailers. So wherever you score your books, ebooks, whatever, check it out. Look for that title. I'm sure you'll find it. And it's an amazing book. I've been working with this book since my first year, um, almost 10 years ago. Um, I've grown up so much. So please feel free. And, if you have any questions or if you want to find out other tips for working with the angelic realm, by all means, feel free to DM me at a little hint of magic. And remember, that's magic with a CK at the end. So, as we come to the close of our time together, I invite you to stay connected. Please feel free to reach out with questions, share insights, suggest future topics. Your voice is essential to this practice and this space. I truly value hearing from all of you. You can connect with me on Instagram, again, at a little hint of magic. And remember, that's magic with a CK at the end. Don't forget. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I look forward to gathering again June 19th, Juneteenth at 7 p.m. Eastern. Wishing you a beautiful weekend and blessed be. Thank you.